Alright, here we go. Would you look at that? Transpan's off now. Okay, so once you get the transpan off, there's a few things you're going to want to take off. This video is going to be about those things. There's this, is the valve body, and the valve body. Take that off. This harness is going to come off with it. This thing over here that I don't know the name of because I'm not a transmission expert, we'll be taking that off. And then over here you have the TV cable. This guy right here, this thing is your TV cable. And this is actually what controls transmission fluid pressure. So when you adjust this cable here that attaches to your carburetor, you're controlling when you stomp on the gas, this cable gets pulled, which pushes in this thing right here. And this controls transmission valve body fluid pressure. And when you adjust this to exactly spec, to exactly perfect, so when you, how you do that is you push this button here, there's a button on the end of it right there. Push that button while it's on the carburetor, floor it when the car's off, obviously, and this thing will pull out to the exact spec, as far as it goes. That's wide open throttle, and then you let go of the button, and this thing will snap back to where it's supposed to be, and that is spec. This one is broken, it's kinked, which is probably why my transmission blew up in the first place, because the fluid pressure was off. But basically when I pull this, see that? Pushes that in when I pull the string. So what it's doing when you floor it and you set this is this little shaft here is going to stick out a certain distance. It's going to stick out about that far. When this is adjusted properly, this will be sitting so they barely touch when they meet. So this will be sitting at a certain point. Let's say it sits right there, like that. So when this is fully up like that, it barely touches. This should not be supplying any pressure to this when the car is off. And if it is, then you're going to be running too high fluid pressures and you're going to blow through your higher end gears, like second, third, and fourth, which is what happened to mine. So I'm going to be replacing this TV cable, but you need to take it out regardless of if you're replacing it or not. And the way to do that is there's a bolt right there. It's a 10mm. I already cracked it loose. So just loosen it all the way here. Come on there. Alright, looks like that. Put that off to the side. And the TV cable, just kind of got to wiggle it around a little bit, and eventually it'll come off. You might have to shim it with something, but there we go. See that? And then see right there, it hooks up, it links up with it right there. That's the cable. So you just want to, oops, I guess it comes off at that part too. It's sticking out the end of it now, right there. It'll just go through that hole, and that's the TV cable. I'm going to be getting a new one. I'm going to have to measure it so I make sure I get the right one. But yeah, this one is broken. It's kinked, so it's not going to read accurately. I don't know if that's actually what caused this transmission to get burnt up, but it would definitely be a start. So put this off to the side somewhere. Okay, so next thing you want to do is take this one out. A lot of people take the valve body off first, but look at this. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, probably some I missed. At least 14 bolts holding that on. They're all 10mm, so at least that's easy. But this one's only got 4, and these are 1/2 inch, or what does it say right there? 5/8? I don't know. Something like that. So we'll take that off, and I'll show you how that comes. Alright, so they are actually 13mm, because I forgot this transmission is a metric. So break them all free like I just did off camera, and they'll come out, and I want to make sure I document what this bolt looks like so I don't lose track of it. So I've been trying to do that. Alright, it says 8/8 on it. It's a 13mm bolt. I don't know what the 8/8 means. Probably the thread pitch I would render. But take those out. You know what I noticed when I was doing this, you can actually see the third gear clutch pack right there. And those clutches look quite worn and disintegrating. So that'll be interesting to see when I pull that out. There's that thing. Alright, and this just sort of lifts up like that. There was something holding on to it there. Okay, yep, there's that. Looks like that on the other side. It's got a gasket on it. This one actually looks like it's in pretty good shape. It came off all in one piece. It didn't really get stuck at all, so that's good. And then this is your governor. This thing governs. It's got these two springs on it on either side. You just pull it out. And you see it's got that worm gear on there. This is what hooks up to your tail shaft on your drive shaft for your transmission. And it's got these two springs, and those springs are adjustable. You can shorten them or lengthen them if you want to take this apart. I'm not going to. But this thing, when you shorten and lengthen the springs, will change how long your car stays in second gear. It will not adjust when it shifts to second gear, and it won't adjust when it shifts to third and fourth, whatever. That's what your TV cable does. All this is going to do is control how long it stays in second gear for. And this one's set up for an Oldsmobile 98, which is a luxury car, so it's not going to be changed. But if you were, say, putting this transmission into some Camaro or Monte Carlo or Corvette or something like that, you'd want it to be a little bit faster. You could change your spring depths on here, or spring tension, and make it so it'll shift into second gear and stay in second gear for, I don't know, 300 RPMs, and then it'll shift into third gear. Whatever you want it to do, you can do that, which is why these Turbo 200 transmissions are quite popular with hot rodders, because it's an overdrive transmission that you can modify like this, because the 700 series transmissions, you can't change the shift ratios like that. So that is the shift governor for second gear. Put that right there, make sure I don't lose it. And you see down in there, that's the transmission shaft, operator shaft. It'll, comes out the ass right there, and it goes in the front right there. We'll be taking that out too, don't worry. And now I'm going to take the valve body off. But I think I'm going to put it in a different video because this one's getting kind of long.